Hello Culers, it's Pablo here and welcome back to Barca Universal, and yep, you guessed it, welcome to the match review of another defeat for Barcelona. It ends Rayo 1, Barcelona 0, Ronald Vallecano's goal on the 30th minute is enough to split the two sides. Another defeat for Barcelona. We remain 9th in the table, it could get even lower than that. Rayo themselves are now 4 points clear of us. We just keep losing and losing and losing. We barely ever win matches anymore. The football is shocking. Half the team is missing. There's no structure at the club. The coach and his tactical setup is just awful as well. And again in this review, guys, we're going to have to say some hard truths and just set it straight, guys, because actions need to be taken. When is this going to stop? Barcelona right now faced a serious possibility of not even qualifying for Europe through the league. Will we even get out of our Champions League group right now? That's another big question mark. And all of this, guys, is still allowed to happen by the board and by Laporta. I don't know what is going on, but surely now, something has to be done. But let's try and review the game, and then I suppose we'll talk about general issues in and around and on top of it. Let's start with the team selection that Koeman went for. This is how he lined up. I start with by saying, to be fair to Koeman, there's not really much available to him. It was a 4-2-3-1 really. Sergio Roberto was at right back, which I thought was quite odd, to be honest. Dest was again at right wing. You had Memphis on the left, Agüero down the middle, and then Coutinho in behind. Nico there started next to Busquets. I thought Nico had a very good game. But all round for Barcelona, guys, I'd say the first half, quite similar to the second. It's just not good enough. Just the same dull and poor and pretty shocking football that we've come to expect really from Barcelona. No control, we couldn't get out, it didn't look like we had any patterns of play at all, just 11 players on the pitch thrown there by the manager and just, you're hoping for something. And the issue is, when you're hoping for something from individuals and you don't even have that many star individuals in your team, then you're not going to get very far. And that is what we've got now. We've said after losing Messi that we need to prioritise the structure and the tactical setup and making sure that, we're dominating teams through the team, as, Luis Enrique Spain do, for example. But it's almost the opposite of that. We're so bad tactically and we don't even have any individuals to ball us out that it's just painful to watch. And look, there were some chances here and there. I think when Agüero got played in after Nico did some really good play, I thought that was, a decent chance, but Agüero couldn't get his shot off. And I thought Nico actually was probably the bright spark in the first half, to be fair. He's a player I really like. He's got almost a different build from a usual La Masia midfielder. He's quite big, he's quite, strong and tall in there. He's got a really, good first touch. He glides with the ball. He's a physical midfielder too, so I do like Nico. I think he's got a good future at the club. But let's be honest, guys, we didn't really create much. I think, Dest had a good chance, actually, that he blazed over again. I think Dest in the right wing role, he's just an odd player, isn't he? Sometimes he looks bright, but then at others he looks a little half asleep. Sometimes he glides past someone, the other time he just runs into them. And certainly I think finishing in front of goal maybe isn't his strong suit. To be fair, he is a right back, so he missed another good chance in there. But of course it was Rayo who got the first half goal, and of course it was Falcao. Who else really? He's already been in good form this season, but against Barcelona, no one else was going to score if we were being honest. But I just think, the whole setup of this goal is shocking defensively from Barcelona. First of all, Busquets. What an awful giveaway from him. It's just so uncharacteristic of him, but it's just what we've come to expect now of Busquets in this current Barcelona. It's just sad to see. He gives it away so poorly and so, sluggishly in midfield. But once Falcao's played in the channel here, I think you would be expecting Piqué to be doing a lot better. How easily Piqué has done here is really poor. It's just like, what are you there for almost? Falcao so easily just drags the ball into his left foot and fires it past ter Stegen. Ter Stegen, again, doesn't really move in goal. I think ter Stegen's level, we've said it before, has dropped in recent seasons. Not sure how much he could have done about that one, but again, he didn't put himself in the way of it. But certainly Busquets and Piqué there for me, it's just not good enough. It's so sloppy, it's so sluggish, and Rayo there, they got the lead that ultimately they wanted, of course, and after that, they could just sit in. And just that half as a whole for Barcelona, it's just sad, isn't it? And it's exactly what we've come to expect. It's just awful, and we all saw it coming. And going into that second half, look, changes were made. We had players coming on here and there. There were chances for Barcelona. Nico had a decent chance that he put wide of the post actually quite early on in the first half. That could have been a goal, for example. I think Agüero all half long had some decent chances. Dest and him were linking up quite well. I think Agüero certainly could have got a goal today, that's for sure. You look at some of the changes that were made. We had Yusuf Demid coming on, Gavi came on, Luke de Jong came on late. And as I say, Agüero, to himself, to be fair, did have some good chances in that second half. But again, for Barcelona, it was just pretty damn poor. We didn't ever really get a grasp of the game. We couldn't get out. Rayo themselves were trying to counter-attack us, get corners. suffocate the play. You know, they wasted a lot of time as well too, of course, after the penalty miss, which we'll get onto in a moment. There were 8 minutes of added on time. That really tells you the whole story. But for Barcelona in that second half, you know, we just didn't really create enough. Again, we were looking at individuals, and thankfully for us, you know, Memphis did come up with some good individual play. It's another one of his good driving runs on the left-hand side. He draws another penalty. He's very good at that. I thought Memphis, to be fair today, and all season long actually, really, I will give him credit because he's come into a pretty broken Barcelona team, and he's the guy we look to. And honestly, I know he gets quite a bit of stick, but I think he's done well. I really do. It's not easier for him. You know, he just gets given the ball essentially with 6 defenders to beat, and I actually think he's done a pretty good job of it so far at Barcelona. Again, he beats a few. He gets fouled in the penalty area. He steps up, and he's usually so reliable from the penalty spot. But it is, of course, on a night like this, saved by Dimitrievski in goal, who then was actually kicked in the head. So that's why there was a big delay, and of course, we had all the 8 minutes of added on time. But Memphis misses a penalty. Typical, really, isn't it, of this sort of night for Barcelona? You know, it wouldn't have gone any other way. Maybe we could have got a point today. Maybe we deserved a point, really, with all the chances and certainly the penalty miss. But we didn't get it, and we lose again, guys. And that's what it is. That's where we are now, guys. No tactical setup. Several players missing. Awful on and off the pitch, really, in so many different aspects. And it's just sad. It's just sad. I think rocking up to every Barcelona game and the way we feel as fans right now, as Barcelona fans, it's just really, really, really sad. And I think general topics we have to cover, guys. But, you know, what comes next for Barcelona? Certainly, you know, we can hope we can recover some injured players and improve the play and win more matches. But surely, guys, Ronald Koeman as coach, is that? When is it going to end with Koeman? Honestly, because I just cannot believe what Laporta has done so far as president. And we've spoken about this a few times in videos. But Laporta came in and said, losing will have consequences with us. And that has not been the case so far. That is just an absolute fact. I think it's clear to me he doesn't want to spend any money sacking Koeman and bring in someone like Xavi mid-season. But it looks to me like we've got no choice, guys. Where are we actually going to end up this season if we keep Koeman? That's what worries me the most about all of this. You know, I'm not someone who is a huge, massive Xavi fan. But I just think that surely now something has to be done. I think Xavi Hernandez has to be brought to Barcelona now, I think. I really do. We've been left with no choice. It's not even that much of a risk for me anymore because the biggest risk we can take right now is keep Koeman on this season. Honestly, we can end 9th in La Liga. We could come 3rd in our Champions League group. God knows how we do in the Europa League. I wouldn't expect us to get through the first round of the Copa del Rey. The Super Cup will be battered by Real Atletico. You know, what is the point of carrying on like this? We're Barcelona, and I understand, and I've said it so many times, I don't agree with what the club did off the pitch this summer. I really don't, because it just weakened us too much this season, and everyone was in my ear saying, oh no, it's all fine, it's all fine. And I'll say it again, what I've said in previous videos. In football, the time is now. Build the team to win. Don't build a team to have a possibility of winning in 3 years' time. And we haven't even done that, guys. We've just relied on La Masia this season, and that's great. Bed them in, but in these conditions, it's hurting them as well, and that is the truth of it. So I repeat, guys, I don't agree with what we did off the pitch this summer. I think the team was incredibly weakened. I don't agree with what Laporta did in terms of, you know, not trusting Koeman and then relentlessly keeping him. I don't get that. I never have, and I never will, really. But surely now, Laporta has to make a call that he didn't want to make, but I think it's just one that has to be made for the good of Barcelona, and I think at least Koeman has to go, because then we can hopefully start to build something sustainable, have a style of play, have an identity to fall back on. Look, are these ideal conditions for Xavi to come in? Absolutely not, and that is what makes me worry. And even bringing Xavi in, guys, that does not just change everything with the click of the fingers, I'll guarantee you that, and that's why I'm not even that excited about the possibility of Xavi coming in, because this isn't a normal Barcelona team he's coming into. It's close to a mess. But I think keeping Koeman now, in terms of, you know, what we can do as a change, which is what we need right now, I think, you know, Koeman's got to go, really. I think if we're being honest with ourselves, we've said that for weeks, we've said that for months, really. I think people were even saying that last season, guys, so I think that decision has to be made. But I am going to wrap it up there. I thought the performance again today was just what we've come to expect, really, but off the pitch, guys, is what we've got to talk about, and I think stuff has to be done. In football, you know, you've got to take the actions, you've got to take the risks, and then you'll reap the rewards, and right now, guys, we took no risks. You know, no actions were taken, and ultimately we're being punished for it this season. That is the fact of it, guys. We could all see this coming in the off-season, and it's exactly what's coming up to fruition. So I'm going to end it there. I'm sure a lot of you guys will have a lot to say, so please do leave all of your thoughts in the comments down below. I'll be getting back to you guys, and I'm hoping we can have some good discussions down there. Next up for Barca is Alaves on Saturday. Let's see how it goes, and goodbye.